Hi guys, Christy Wimber here. Today we're going to talk out of 2 Chronicles chapter 29 verse 1 through chapter 31 verse 1, and we're going to talk about Hezekiah. Hezekiah is really an amazing leader in history, biblical history, and the scriptures talk about that there was nobody like Hezekiah, because he was a king that came into rulership at 25 years old, and everything was a complete mess. He inherited a mess, and he inherited a kingdom that was not following God, and therefore there wasn't the blessing. And what Hezekiah did is that Hezekiah came in and he got rid of everything that defiled the temple, and he purified it. He brought purification to the temple, and you had to imagine that there wasn't worship of God. There wasn't the things in proper place like we have now. It would be like if you had no place to go worship. It would be if you had no place to go thank God, no place to go get your sins forgiven. And really what Hezekiah did is he took it upon himself to bring purification. I mean, it's an amazing story, and there's lots of things through history where they'll say, well, we don't really know about where Hezekiah landed and that he wasn't a good king, but the truth is he did a lot of good stuff. And he brought a place of worship and the beauty back to worship and the purification back to worship into the temple. And that in itself brought a place where all of the people came together and they worshiped and they praised God together, because they were so grateful for everything that God had done. And Hezekiah, when I think of Hezekiah, I think of the faithfulness of God and how God is so faithful in our lives even when we're not. And I look at the faithfulness of God, that when we turn towards Him and He begins to restore things in us, that it should cause us to be grateful. It should cause us to worship and to be remembering the things that God not only has done, but the things that God has done recently and will do on behalf of His faithfulness towards us. And so it's really important, I think, in reading Chronicles here, that we remember and be grateful for that, but that also our heart of worship follows our gratefulness. Hezekiah was a leader that that went before the Lord. He got sick and went before the Lord and asked God to heal him, and God gave him 15 more years because of his faithfulness. And so in 2 Chronicles here, in these chapter 29 through 31, it really does show how one person could take God seriously and completely bring restoration with the help and the hand of God to a whole nation. So we have to remember this. We have to remember and know that the decisions that we make, it's not about all the destruction around us. It's not about everything that's a mess. It's about how powerful our God is. And in the place of worship, everything can change.